Ice Cube, you a wild boy.
The black white show in the it's literally all plastic surgery.
How long did it last?
Let me see.
It couldn't have been long.
Yeah, it was only one season.
Thank you. Like even in The Bachelor, right? They want the gold digger. You know what I'm saying? Or better yet, like they want to paint you as the gold digger in early Hell's Kitchen.
Okay. Yes.
Gordon Ramsay was unhinged. He was cussing people out.
Yes. Get out! I'm joking. Welcome back to Millennial Minds. We are your hosts.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Amber. And together we are Creme Brulee. Okay, so let's hop into today's episode.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about problematic shows of the 2000s. You know the ANTM documentary that just came out. We're gonna hop into the Millennial Insight. Let's hop into the segment.
Okay.
What are some of the shows that you remember growing up on that, in hindsight, may have been?
Oh, I don't want to disappoint you, baby, but right. I didn't really watch too much reality TV. However, I am very aware of the shows that occurred late 90s, early 2000s. But the ones that me and the family watched were Flavor of Love.
Okay.
All right. Hell's Kitchen, early Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
All right. When Gordon
Unhinged.
was, when Gordon Ramsay was unhinged, he was cussing people out.
Yes. Get out! I'm joking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes. When he was doing that, and American Idol.
Okay.
You know, my mother was a big Survivor fan, and a Big Brother as well.
Okay, Big Brother.
She loves both of those shows. She still watches them to this day.
Wow,
they're still on, right?
Survivor, I know, is still on. I never really got into Survivor, but you know what I did get into?
Fear Factor.
I did get into Fear Factor also. Wow. But what was it? Naked and Afraid. Did you ever watch that show?
I told you I didn't watch it.
I don't know. No, because I was actually going to ask a question related to why is it that when it comes to like reality television, we like to see like the scarcity of resources and who can fight to the end. Like, why is that such a trope in reality TV? Because then you have the Survivors of the world, you have all these competition shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it just the competitiveness of it? Is it the money at the end? You know, win 250? Is it you want to see this person?
Yeah, I think so.
Not make it.
I think so. I think there's a large portion of people that put themselves in scenarios where they could. Like, oh, okay, if I was in this situation, what would I do, right? And so, of course, while we're on the couch, we're saying, like, oh, no, they should do this, they should do that, right? Like, you should catch that catfish or tuna or whatever and cook it this way. I just think that there's like a natural feeling that we get, right? Like, especially from what we come from. As hunters and cavemen.
Maybe I have no. Maybe
that wasn't you.
Maybe I was I hate to be that person. You. I was in the home. I was not out.
I think survival is like part of our instinct.
Yeah.
So it's just seeing it in that form.
Yeah.
It not only is it entertaining, but it kind of helps the creative mind a little bit too. And
the creative mind.
Yeah, just in case, like if you were put in that scenario, on what you would do.
Just like when people are like, if someone killed someone, I would know how to get away with it because you listen to all of them.
Boom, right? Yeah. If I was in Castaway, what would I do?
Okay.
And how would I figure that out? Like, yeah, for sure.
I think one thing that I really enjoy from the survivorist shows is the one, especially in Naked and Afraid, they're always showing like all of the things that they've done to like their score, like their survivor rate or score or whatever. And it like rates them, right? And then I promise it feels like it's always the ones who have the highest score to like survive are the ones who like, yeah, actually it's day 2. This isn't for me. I don't think that I can complete it. I'm just like, wow, you were talking cash money.
You didn't even give it a chance.
You got ate up the first night in the Amazon and all of a sudden now you out? I thought you were built for this.
So tell me about the score. What do you mean?
So it's like they give like each person a score of like their how much they would survive when put in this situation, because they drop them off in random parts around the country that are like the hardest places to survive in the world.
Do you know about the Boy Scouts, like, and how they get badges and stuff like that? Maybe it's the same thing, right? Like, if
you know, I've never known about like what the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts do.
Right. Well, I was.
But now we know those. I was
talking to someone yesterday about, because he was a Boy Scout in California, and so he was just telling me like some of the badges that he got, right? And the Eagle Scout, man, my God, like those dudes are serious.
I'm not doing that much. I'm sorry,
but it's just like you build a tent within like a certain time frame, and you get a badge for it. You know,
oh, that's fun.
So maybe that's the same.
Yes,
setup,
it's along those lines. Some of the people have taken classes, or some of them teach how to survive, or some of them are like, I don't know, like they've done some type of like work or study community or something work, like that.
Because he built a bench for his high school.
Oh, that's cute.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. So it does sound similar.
I think as far as like when it comes to like the reality shows of like scarcity and resources, I just think it's always interesting to see how people get out of that.
How they make do.
Yeah. But I want to switch gears back to the more problematic shows. I know that we talked a little bit about... Was that not
problematic?
I think when it comes to distortion of reality,
because if I'm a teacher and then I sign up for this show and y'all drop me in the Amazon rainforest,
okay, but you know what you signed up for. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you know what you signed up for.
Don't gaslight me. I didn't expect this.
Hey, you're going home with the
Yeah, where's the producers at? I need to talk to them.
They don't care.
Yeah. And we'll get into that too. Yeah, the producers did not care.
Informed consent.
Whoa.
Okay. So ANTM had its moment just recently.
Yes.
On the big screen.
If you haven't seen that doc, go see it.
Everyone's talking about how Tyra, was kind of used as a scapegoat, or, how the contestants are still battling different things to this day being on that show. Mm-hmm. And it really being one of the few newer shows that came out during that time and like was in that rise of reality TV, if you will. And so everyone remembers the moment with Tiffany.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And Tyra yelling at her. And so and they really tried to villainize her.
Is that the one where she was just like, we were rooting for you?
Yes. Okay. Everyone knows we were all rooting for you. Everyone knows that clip.
Okay.
But it brings me to a question of, do you think that how much do you think the producers play in making villains out of people on these reality shows, and how much of that is actually their actual character, do you think? And not just in relation to ANTM, I mean generally there's always a villain on the show that people just don't like.
I believe, and forgive me if I sneeze because I feel it coming, but I do believe it coming. Okay. Go ahead. I do believe that the producers, they're actively seeking out specific archetypes of these characters, right? Like they want the bratty girl, you know what I'm saying? Like even in The Bachelor, right? They want the gold digger. You know what I'm saying? or better yet, like they want to paint you as the gold digger, even if that's not your character.
Even if that's not the case, yeah.
Right. So we're gonna edit this video. We're gonna edit these clips to make sure it looks like that.
Yeah.
That way, because I mean, my God, if I was a family member of one of these people and I'm like, yo, that's not how my cousin acts. Like, that has to be a lot for the other participants, right? Mm-hmm. I think even in Survivor, right? Like, I'm sure they seek that alpha male type of guy to kind of lead everything. This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's always one.
No, for your opinion. You know, we're gonna do this. So it's like I feel like they go out, they seek. They of course they hire a team to find these individuals, right? And of course, they try to find the loud black woman, who's chatty and a little
or
animated.
Gossipy.
Yeah. They find a competitive girl. So I feel like they do a really, really good job. You know, like, let's give them credit. Like, they do a really good job of portraying these individuals as like what like for their vision. They make sure that it's tailored to it. You know, so like they're really displaying it on screen, and they're like, no, let's do this. Like, let's clip this up, right? And it is unfortunate, you know, and I feel bad for those individuals because I don't know if they can see the playback or they have to wait till the end of the season.
I think they wait till the end of the season, but adding to what you're saying, what I see is, as much as there are those archetypes, right? The producers go out and they try and find someone to fit all of these different things that they have in their head that they want to bring to the show. However, I do understand the power of editing and how they can edit things to make it seem one way.
Yes.
I absolutely get that. I also get as well, though, that they can only edit what is actually shot as well. So I think that in
you're giving them something.
In some parts of it, this is you as a person, right? Because they can't put words in your mouth, and they can't make you flip a table. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't make you fight someone on screen, or, you know what I'm saying? They can edit it to make it look like you're gossiping. Fair. But if you're not saying anything that's harmful, right, then it really comes back to you too as a person. Because there's been lots of people who have been on different reality shows that I've seen, and I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with what they said. I don't know, like, and I'm like, am I alone? Because like, they're like, I actually like this person. They don't seem problematic at all. She literally just talked to the girl, so I'm confused why everyone.
Yeah, New York wasn't problematic at all.
New York was not problematic at all. On Flavor of Love, they tried to make her seem like she was the worst person ever. And the thing is, though, is that New York knew she was that girl from day one.
Even in hindsight, it was very clear. So it's like, no, what she was experiencing was legit, and
was literally
she had a reason for reacting that way.
We will never forget iconic moment when Pumpkin went down on them steps after spitting that hot tour.
She wasn't. Okay.
And spit in that woman's face. Yeah, you're going down. You're crazy if you think that I'm going to allow you to disrespect me in such a way.
So that's a good point, because when I was bringing up how they go and seek these individuals to fit like their stereotype, or like the stereotype they want to put.
Yeah, they definitely look for people.
Right. So you're saying essentially like you're giving them something.
And like it's not part of it is
it's not like behind the scenes saying we need you to do this, and this, right? It's more so like, hey, this is who you are. We're just going to make sure we display it the way we see it.
They want to display it to their liking, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're still setting up scenes like, hey, you're going to go talk to this person. Or maybe they're telling you, oh, this person had a conversation about you. This is what the producers are doing behind the scenes, allegedly. I don't know, but what I've gathered and learned over the years, is that they're setting up these scenes, right, with different castmates. Maybe they're sending gifts that no one ever actually sent.
I was just thinking, like, they moved something in someone's room, and now
it's gone.
Now you're like, who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's like they're definitely constructing some things, but it is also, I do think that it is partly the person as well, and which is why, and how you relate and how you move, but which is also why I will see the commentary of, people get so upset when the girlies don't want to fight, or the girlie is just like, I'm not here for the drama, or, they're like, I don't have time for this. They say, oh no, she's snooty.
And you're eliminated.
Right. She's snooty. She has an attitude. Yeah. She's this, she's that. No, I just don't engage in this type of behavior. And you think that I'm snooty, but and the producers will try and make it look like she's a snob and this, that, and third. And I've seen those girlies many times and be like, I don't see anything wrong. What? Because she won't fight you, or what? She's not going to argue with you, or she feels as though she's been disrespected and she talks to you with decency and respect. And because she said, actually, no, I'm not going to fight. Now there's a problem, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always, I think that personality is definitely still there.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
But I do want to switch gears.
Okay.
And I want to hop into, because when we were looking at shows, and we came across, you didn't even know this show existed, but I remember this show.
Well, there was a couple that you showed me that I didn't know existed. So which one you talk about?
We're going to hop into The Swan and Biggest Loser.
I know Biggest Loser.
Biggest Losers, they did a documentary as well on Netflix. Did you watch that?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Oh, did we watch it together? I watched so many
with Jillian Michaels.
And I really liked her on the show. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the thing is that
Jillian seems cool. You know what? I appreciate the people that will never ask you to do something that they're not willing to do.
Yes.
And I get that from Jillian's character and energy. I don't know the woman by any means.
We don't know any of these people.
But based off the stuff that I've seen, right? Like, I knew that she was a fitness influencer,
I knew she was
trainer, and all this other stuff. And just her demeanor, that from what I've seen, not only on the show, but just interviews in the past, right? Especially when I was going through my fitness journey or starting my fitness journey. She was one of the ones that I came across. And I personally, you like Jillian.
I liked Jillian. I did some of her workouts and stuff. She didn't appear.
She did not
appear
refused
on the show.
to show for the documentary,
which I can't blame her. Right?
Why not?
I think that if you have taken something and you've moved past it, I think that it's okay.
I respect that,
to move on and say, I'm not revisiting this. I already revisited it at XYZ time, and I'm choosing to not rehash something that's already no longer a part of my life. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay that she didn't show up. I think that when I was watching this documentary, learning some of the things that were happening behind the scenes was really an eye opener for me.
It was disappointing to see.
It was.
Yeah.
And then the fact that so many people had essentially abandoned, I guess, lifestyle or weight loss, not even weight loss, but like making that lifestyle change and like really making a true lifestyle change. I feel like that's what's so sad, is that a lot of the contestants we saw in later years had gained so much more weight back, and these habits had not, like the habits were so terrible under the conditions that they were under, to now that what could you take from this experience and actually adopt and translate into your current life that's healthy?
I think maybe in a couple weeks we'll actually talk about, weight loss and GLP-1.
Oh, the GLP-1 craze that's happening right now?
GOP or GLP? GLP-1, yes.
Yeah.
The Ozempic craze and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's very hard. Reason why, me personally, I never tried to get a trainer. I feel like self-motivation is like the key to success.
I've had a personal trainer. A few times.
Right. But it's hard when you have someone of that magnitude in your ear every day, every week. Of course, like, there's this motivating aspect. When that's gone, now you have to find a way to, do it on your own. It's very hard. Some people do need that voice in their ear, or some people need someone there to help, like, coach them through the stuff. Right.
I don't think that that's the issue. I think the bigger issue.
So.
I think the bigger issue comes from the unhealthy habits that were being instilled in these individuals to lose weight.
Two things can be true.
Okay, two things can be true.
Two things can be true.
I feel that
I do like that perspective, though.
From the aspect that I'm looking at it, when I learned that, we're excited from a standpoint of, we were the audience, we were watching these individuals lose so much weight. We're getting motivated. We're getting inspired. Sitting on the couch. I actually honestly believe during that time was when I started my first weight loss journey.
Interesting.
And I lost like 100 pounds over the course of 9 months to a year.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. And so it's like, we're seeing you lose all this weight. We're excited. Fast forward to now, we're seeing that you're not eating. You're in the gym half the day. Your caffeine pills have now entered the chat.
Yes, and honestly, what I saw in that doc was the first time seeing The Biggest Loser. I never watched the show.
I did watch the show.
To see it like that, I'm like, whoa.
You're talking about in a week, someone's losing 12, 13 pounds. Whoa! We should all be very alarmed.
Didn't they put a guy on like caffeine pills?
No, yes, caffeine pills had entered, but that's against the rules. Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to be using like some type of stims like or like that's not a thing, right? So it's like I feel like even as health professionals, like they should have been more conscious of losing 10, 12, 13 pounds in a week is very unhealthy and also unsustainable for the future. So, I don't want to.
We got to take some shots at the producers here because look, I understand that there's a show that needs to be ran. You're trying to get engagement and viewership, but boy oh boy, not at the expense of people's health, yo. That's a big problem. They're showing up to the podium, getting on the scale, and then 12 pounds dropped. Yes, that moment of gratification, is with them. But in hindsight, crazy.
It's very unsustainable.
Yes, yeah.
But getting back to just the beauty standards in general, with the Swan, because that was another show that they were doing full body plastic surgery makeovers.
Okay.
And they would have and it was just what it was like all the girls would come in and they would say, hey, we're gonna nip tuck, nose, a little lipo, a little, we're gonna, put a little implant here or there, right? And then they would all have to come compete against each other.
And some of them girls did not look bad. But so hold on. So what's the process? So they just sign up because are they trying to be models or something?
Not necessarily be models, but it was around self-worth and or self-esteem.
Okay.
Right? Having confidence, feeling beautiful.
So they just throw them back out to the world after.
Yes, with their brand new bodies and their brand new faces. And
they didn't follow them around or something like that just to keep tabs?
Not that I remember. I only watched the show
I find it so hard to believe that they were just bringing people up and then...
Well, you, of course, applied like you did any other show. Like, oh, I'm the ugly duckling and I've never felt beautiful because blah, 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 blah. They bring you on the show. It's literally all plastic surgery for the most part. They do a whole full body makeover, clothing wise, and then they all show off their new faces and they see themselves for the first
time. Who ran this show? Who was the host?
No idea.
How long did it last?
Let me see.
It couldn't have been long.
Yeah, it was only one season.
Thank you. Because it doesn't even make sense. It's the worst pitch I've ever heard. Wait, you're just gonna throw them back out there?
It was only one season.
Did you even get to know the girls' personalities?
Probably not. But they were doing therapy and stuff, but it was plastic surgery is what's gonna make you beautiful.
I will say, I can't recall the first time I knew about plastic surgery. It was so new.
Yeah.
And it's been around for a minute. What do you got for me?
I think I had a question about that. That was something about. Actually, I don't even have a question. Oh, how did the narrow beauty standards, right, of shows like A&TM, Flavor of Love, shape our generation's ideas about body image and identity before social media even existed?
Interesting. I feel like that's a question for you, but I'll go ahead and answer it.
No, I think it's a question for both of us. I mean, as far as let's take beauty standards out of it.
Because who was at the center of these shows? Women, right?
Right. And that's why I said let's take beauty standards out of it.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Because then you have other shows. There was dating shows that were on and things like that. Right? So there were dating shows and other shows, right?
Okay.
And so it makes me kind of want to reframe the question of like, like at the time, maybe dating, right? Have you seen the Next show where
No.
they had the Next bus?
You told me about
I
this
did
one.
tell you about it. And like the people would come off the bus.
Yeah.
And they would get the ick.
So they would, some form of it. Yeah.
And then they would say,
Next.
next.
Okay.
Just stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have this dating culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did television influence, say, dating, right? And then does that look different now because of social media? Because I can say yes when it comes to beauty, for sure.
Right.
And I say that because we see top model and things like that, and or Swan and people getting plastic surgery, right? We see it on these shows and we're like, oh, that's pretty, right? But we don't actually know people in real life because we don't have social media. So we only know the people who are in our circle, and the people in our circles don't have plastic surgery a lot of times. But now with social media, we see it everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I can look online and see, nose jobs and buckle fat removers and lip fillers and new breasts and new butts.
Yeah.
And I can easily see that now.
Yeah.
But in my immediate circle, I never saw that. Or even just dating in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I never, people getting online talking about story times. Oh, I was dating this guy. And oh, I'm going on another date with this guy. And like, it's just like,
you sound like you're shooting at somebody.
I'm not shooting at anyone. I'm not shooting at anyone. I'm just saying that now I can compare experiences with a bunch of people. Right? Versus just like talking to my friend girl, like, oh, you're dating a guy, blah blah blah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think I like the idea of next. No, I do. I do like the idea. What was so was it the women kind of not judging, but like was the women the one saying next?
I mean, it was both.
It was both.
It was both, yeah.
So
it was the next bus. This is okay. So the concept is there's like 5 individuals on the bus, right?
Right.
And so there's the girl or the guy. And so the first person comes off the bus to meet the date. I don't know how many times watching that show, the person walks off the bus, next. It's like pop the balloon, but with the...
Okay, so because that's what I was thinking about. Was like pop the balloon, right?
Which is also a stupid show. That show is so stupid.
Well, some people love that.
Problematic.
It's on Netflix now.
Let's move on.
Anyways, I think as a young teen, right, we're starting to come into our own just a little bit, and like our interests are starting to come into our mind. So I think it's helpful. Just to see like what other people are doing, because yes, you're right. In your close proximity of friends or neighbors or your neighborhood and stuff like that, you're not going to see too much, right? When you go to school, you may see a little bit, but you're not kicking it with everybody,
right?
So I think it helped ground us in a sense, right? Just to see.
You think social media helped to ground us?
No. I'm talking about before social media. Before social media. Yeah. I think we were grounded in a way where even if like what you may deem as like acceptable to one person and the other person may not, right? Like it was a time where we had like a clear discernment, or we were able to make that like our initial reaction.
I think we had a clear distinction between reality and not reality.
Right. We'll go with that. Right. So for me, I think even when I may have like walked past and saw a dating show on it, right? Like I thought it was silly, but I think it's fine. Like it really it didn't blur the line too much. And nowadays it definitely blurs the line. So you can't really, you have to take everything with like a grain a little bit, and then I feel like at some point it wasn't as performative.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, this is genuine people, and I go back to the Swan situation, or not the situation, but the show, right? Like the girls didn't look too bad.
They really didn't.
You know what I'm saying? But they just brought them in, and then they changed, and then now they look even more regular.
I thought I could almost guarantee you they probably did makeup to make them look terrible, and then was like, let's
boom. Because I'm like, there ain't no way you paying for all this plastic surgery.
Yeah, because
I was expecting to see some J-Los or something like that. No,
yeah, it wasn't they look bad at all.
But I mean, that's 2000 aesthetic, so maybe they were 10s. Back in the day. I don't know. But yeah, I just think that I think for the era that we grew up in, we clearly knew what was real.
Yes, and I want to add to your idea about it being performative. Before, I feel like, of course, reality TV was uncharted territory, right?
Okay.
And no one had ever done it before. So there was an exploitation factor that did happen by putting these people on television, informed consent, all of that kind of stuff. Producers flipping switches to make entertainment and to make things fun or entertaining. Let's stick with entertaining, right? Also, people were genuinely being themselves. And it was a time. The rise
it felt really good.
It felt real. It felt like, oh, this is real life. This is like what's really happening, And now you see reality television, and it does look performative. It looks just like people who are hoping to get their moment, their fame, right? And there is this performative element now, which makes it feel less real. People go on there.
I won't say performative. I believe it's more produced now.
Yes,
it's very. It's so scripted.
It is.
Because I do feel like people are being themselves. It's just that there's more of producer input. Before, they were just letting them rock, and we were turning on the cameras, and it was
go
do your thing, right? Yeah. Now it's like Jerry Springer. You get the script before you get on the show, and this is what you're gonna say. Do you know that? Like, I have a
my sister slept with my brother's ex-fiance.
I work with a lady. She told me, she's like, we were just at work one day. She, out of nowhere, she was just like, yeah, I was on Jerry Springer. I'm like, what? And so I asked her about it, and it took me like a couple of days to find the episode, because it's one of those ghost episodes. Like, you can only find it there, like a streaming platform or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But she was just like, type this in, like the keywords and stuff, and I found her on there, and I was just like, what? She was like, yeah, it's so scripted. Like, they literally give you what you're gonna say. Yeah, it was wild.
That is crazy.
I think it was like I'm sleeping with my sister's boyfriend or something like that. Yeah, it was some silly shit.
And so she was like, oh, okay, I'll make a quick break.
She was with it. No, shout out. Oh my god, I wish I could say her name. I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it.
But shout out to her. I'll tell you. Shout out to her. But it was hilarious. So I feel like there's a script with like some of these reality shows, like Love and Hip Hop. I feel like it finally got to a point where, is it Mona Scott? Is she the producer of it? I
believe so.
Yeah. So she's telling them exactly what to do. Have this child, you get married to this person. Like, yeah, it's gonna be,
you're not gonna tell me what to do with mine. You're not gonna do that.
Break up with this person. Like, it's so. But before, they just turned on the cameras and let them rock.
And the thing is that I can respect. I'm not saying don't get your money, don't go on reality shows. Like, I don't want that to be the takeaway, because I respect those who are, they're hustling, they're doing their thing, the Cardi B's of the world, you know what I'm saying, who have something that they're really trying to push for themselves, their music, their clothing lines, their whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love to see the hustle and the grind, and that's something that's really exciting, right? I think when it becomes as scripted as you're saying, and everything is a moment for television, and there is no realness, like all the realness is being, taken off the table, then that's where it becomes, and you can see it when you're looking at it. And so it honestly baffles me that so many people are still so heavily invested in a lot of these shows, like the, Love and Hip Hops and the Housewives franchise. And like, it really does make me, but it is entertainment. People still watch WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. It is still entertaining, at the end of the day.
100%. I think the difference with WWE is that it was always scripted. You know what I'm saying? And
which is fun when you don't know. When you're young and you don't know. Did you know?
Do you know how like upset I was?
How were you upset?
I was very upset. Only reason is because like the violence itself was hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it was so silly. I was just like, "There's no way." You know what I'm saying? Like he actually hit him. I'm like, "Why isn't he bruised?" But it was more about the storylines. I knew was kind of scripted in a sense.
Yeah.
But I just thought what made it entertaining for me was the stuff that went on in the ring.
Yeah.
The production behind the scenes and the storylines and stuff. That was cool. It was just icing on the top. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's, you bring up Cardi B, right? And she's one of those where, and maybe I could put New York in that in that class too. Paris Hilton. I didn't see much of her.
I love Paris. Y'all would never make me hate her.
But they're some of the few that kind of like had a career after reality TV. So you said, if you want to join a reality TV show, get your money and stuff like that. For me, I think make sure that you pay attention to the contract or whatever they're presenting you, because don't let them manipulate you into having to like step outside of yourself just to perform for the producers and the cast and the viewers. You know what I'm saying? Because last thing you want to do is just to put yourself in the light where you look negative, emotionally insecure or anything like that, because they can find a way to paint you as like a villain, or as a negative person, or just like well, I guess a bad guy, right? Like you have to be careful, because if with the historic context of reality TV, we know where it is now, and we have more information. So I think if you're going into a situation where you're going to join the show, I think it is important that you kind of iron some things out with the producers, and if it doesn't work, then walk away.
I would say make sure that you get something out of it. Like, I'm not going on a reality show that I'm not benefiting from in some way.
Well, what could you? So do you think people would join for an audience? And
yes, I think people will get on live television and make a fool of themselves because they want clout, because they want an audience, because they want followers, they want internet fame. I think a lot of people do that. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but let that audience translate to dollars. If that is your end goal, then make money from it.
Do you think the trade-off will be worth it?
I think that if you build a solid audience, like our girl off of Love Island, I can't think of her name right now. Olandria, right? There's a difference. You're doing shows, you're showing up on red carpets.
The Oscars
have been able to take your influence from that show and take your audience, which her audience is a great audience, and transform it into something that works for you and a way that you can continue to grow your career and bring your people along with you. Right? It's like,
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that I'm getting at.
No doubt.
If you're entering into a reality show today, it's like, let's not be young and naive. This is not the early 2000s. It is not the Wild Wild West of television.
The ones that are joining today already have some sort of following.
Yes, a lot of them do. Right? But I think the motive behind it, like, I'm coming with something that I am pushing, and it's also showing yourself,
in a different
way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not against reality TV. There's an occasional.
I'm against it.
Okay.
I'm against it. Okay,
occasionally
I'm not gonna say it's a plague, but it is. It's just a trash TV. My goodness, can we learn something? I don't want. I'm tired of seeing the fights. And
learn something from you know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about.
You are wild.
No, but honestly, though, if we've learned nothing else, we can look at how problematic TV has been in the past.
We've got. Well, no, we only have 2. I'm waiting for that Flavor of Love doc, but we'll see.
It's coming. It's one way or another.
We'll see. Maybe we can keep pushing it, y'all. Let's make something happen. But yeah, the 2 docs that we've seen, right? America's Next Top Model and the Biggest Loser. You know, just hearing the participants' testimonies.
What did you think about who was it? The phone call, Shandy?
Oh yeah. I thought it was absolutely crazy. It honestly, that was the one episode that I did watch.
Okay,
because I fell asleep and you kind of combed through the whole season. Well, not the whole season, but
I was very
interested,
series,
which is fine, right? Like I put it on for you. So what I thought about it, but see, that goes back to the producers and why I think it's important. Like if you sign up for these shows, just make sure you know what you're getting into, because she literally made a mistake, right? And they're probably giving them alcohol. She's been day drinking. Then you come back, you drink even more, you get into a hot tub, and now like your body is reacted to the alcohol, so now it's like your buzz is launched into a stratosphere, you know what I'm saying? And so you're not going to make the best decision, and hopefully, like for me, like when I get like that, I fall asleep. But for other people, they're still operating, and so of course you got a dude there, and the optics of it just look crazy. It was painted. She was probably painted, right? Because I'm sure the episode ended right there when they were in the hot tub. You were like, oh, I know she did that.
Right. They want to.
You know what I'm saying? And then the next episode, it was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And so I just think it was incredibly foul.
Yeah.
Because they could have easily chose to cut the cameras, but they have a show to run.
Right.
So and also, at what point do you like look at yourself as producers, right? Writers, directors, whatever
as
the case is, people, because you still have a job to do, right? But at some point you should just sit there and say, you know what, we're not going to air this. We care about these individuals. We're not looking at them as like mere things, or just people that we can exploit. No. This is a human with emotions. She made a mistake. We know that, right? Maybe we do a moment where she does do it, right? Or like we do cut it right there when they're in the hot tub. But we're not going to preview her calling the boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of gloss over it. Or better yet, how about we pick up where they were in a cafe and she asked Tyra the question? You know what I'm saying?
Tyra, this is the thing.
Like let's keep that private. Like she already feels shame from what she did, right?
Yeah.
And she's probably sick. She's throwing up. She's like her emotions just all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's cut the cameras. And I get it. They got a show to run, but damn.
I think that there has to be definitely more care, and I think to put a button on it, anyone who is going on a reality show now, there's no excuse.
Protect your mental health.
There's no excuse for saying you don't know what you're signing up for. We've seen the inception of reality TV up until this point now. And so we can no longer use that as an excuse, right? Of, oh, they made me do this. No, you can choose to move the way that you want to move if a reality show is where you want to be.
I'm sorry. Just talking about that got me bothered.
Yeah, it was a very
we saw the raw version of it.
It was a hard scene to watch. I do remember that scene very vividly from season 1. I mean, like, I stopped watching after probably like season 3, to be honest with you.
Hold on. Cycle 3.
Okay. I stopped watching after cycle 3. Just because I was no longer interested. But it is unfortunate the amount of young girls who were watching this show, the ridiculousness that was these photo shoots, like, which made me
y'all
think about,
keep the TikToks coming, yo.
Hold on, because
hilarious.
They're insane. What was it? They had like some racial swapping that happened on the show. But you know,
speaking of racial swap,
the show with it was called Black White.
Ice Cube, you a wild boy.
The Black White show with the with the family switching races.
Baby, when you showed me that show, I was like, what? Hold on, he was the white guy. He was waiting to get that word.
Okay, so the premise of the show, if you've never seen the show Black White,
my apologies. Yes.
It was produced by Ice Cube, and it was a show that was supposed to show the racial disparities between Black and white America, and families would swap their races. A white family would swap their race with a Black family, and the Black family would swap their race with the white family. It looks so crazy. That's why I'm laughing so hard, because it looks crazy as hell. When we saw like a clip, we were looking at a clip. It just had me cackling because it looks crazy as hell.
He made up a story like instantly.
Like, so they had the white family go.
He's like, yeah, I was just on the corner, dude. It's just like move out.
And like the thing is like, okay, let's.
That's you. That's your.
Because the thing is that what you saw a lot of times was that the white family was so enamored with putting on this blackface, right?
You're so beautiful.
Oh, right. They were so enamored with the blackness of it all. But the Black folks, a lot of times, were very much like, this looks ridiculous.
This looks crazy.
This looks ridiculous as hell, because it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't even know why I signed up for this show. This looks dumb, right?
I need to know what came first, because
the chicken or the egg? We all want to know.
No, baby. No, do you remember the Chappelle skit? Where he swapped the fathers, so like the white dad went, like Chappelle played both, but the white dad went with the Black family, and he, the black son said something. So I wonder what came first, because that would have been better. Just swap them out. There's no need to paint their faces and try to put them in neighborhoods. No. Just choose two families, swap the fathers, and I think that'll be a good show.
I just thought it was interesting the way the white family always really were so enamored by blackness and wanted to embody blackness and wanted to really see if they could, pass as being Black. And
he was dropping the N-bomb.
And he was dropping the N-word back. Like, he was just waiting to say it. Like, he said it so many times. Like, oh my God.
5 times in a minute. Like, I've never done that.
Like, are you okay? Like, we actually don't talk like that. like that all the time.
If I was him, I would have put on my favorite rap song and went crazy.
Okay, and he probably did, and that's the thing. And it was just so crazy that, like, their idea of what they see as being Black, the ridiculous story he told about being on the street,
like we're
and
lying.
Someone called him the N-word, and it's just like, okay, the thing is, you're not even Black. Honestly, you shouldn't have had anything to say because you've never experienced it. You should have just listened.
You looked Hispanic. Like a Cuban.
What?
It did though. It was terrible makeup.
It was not good.
It was terrible.
It was not the Black dad who they turned into the man looked crazy.
He said Jeffrey Dahmer. The daughter looked crazy. Like it
just looked ridiculous.
That was a one and done.
It was only one season.
That was a one and done. Terrible.
Okay, I'm moving on.
How did they get past the pilot? You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me
I'm done.
10 to 12 producers watched that and they were like, yeah, let's pick this up.
Pilot.
Wow.
Done. Oh God, that's funny.
Gracious.
I'm putting the button on this conversation. Let's wrap it up and get into our next segment, which is going to be
a lot of laughs.
The millennial breakdown. where we get into a topic in culture, news, events that has been on our mind this week. I'll let you start.
What's on my mind this week? For those that will be watching on Sunday night, Monday morning. Yesterday was the start of the spring equinox.
Mm-hmm.
It really lasts for the 20th and 21st. So you were right about that.
Mm-hmm.
The light changed. Well, we'll address it, but but today is a lot of astrologers and a lot of religions actually recognize this as like the start of the new year.
Mm.
So like this is the first, and for those that are into astrology like myself and my partner, this is the start of Aries season. So, like they're quote unquote like the first in the zodiac
Mm-hmm.
line. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. Today, like, I just want to be able to. This is like a moment for me to just reflect and to like kind of really get going into the year, right? Like winter is over. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting to adopt another plant. I think this will be a good time to spring clean. I
Uh-huh.
think this will be a good time to garden.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely get some sun and just walk around and just feel the rays and stuff and just reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. Well, if we're going off of this year, right? Not this year, but if we're going off of this calendar, right? The past year was amazing. And yeah, I think I will start recognizing this as the new year going forward. Just to kind of keep up with the spiritual aspects of it, and just take time just to write out some goals and really set my intentions for the next 12 months.
How has it been for you exploring, I guess, your
Spirituality,
spirituality?
it's been amazing. Just recently I made some prosperity oil.
Mm-hmm.
And, I picked up some sage. Goodness, oh my god, the spiritual community is gonna kill me for this. What is that? What is that stick that I got?
Oh, the Palo Santo.
The Palo Santo. Yes, love that. Yeah, I've always been interested in it. Like it when I think about your video that you made a while back, dancing to Jocelyn, and you were saging your apartment.
That was
I thought it was
definitely not.
silly.
That was not.
I thought it was silly. I thought it was silly, but at the time I was just like, okay, this is interesting. I told you about my guy Kyrie Irving, right? Where he was the first ball player that I seen on like a public platform.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just show his journal, right?
Yeah.
Or not like he didn't show pages or anything like
Yeah.
that, but he like just to know that, oh wow, like
He's
you
journaling.
journaling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the oh my goodness, I don't want to glaze, but we have the same moon sign. So so I'm like, okay, what are some things that you do to kind of like regulate your emotions, when it can be overwhelming, or you're feeling some type of way. And apparently he journals.
Yeah.
He's also a sage guy. He's definitely into the spiritual practices. And I appreciate that. He's my favorite player, so like I feel like that is definitely a sign. you know or something that I should continue to look into. And sure enough, like when I first saw that video, I bought a journal, like right then and there. And I went through it, and that was like my first journal. And like even looking
How
back,
long ago was that?
18,
Okay.
2018. So I've been
Yeah.
journaling for like 9 years now,
Yeah.
almost. So so that's a good thing, and honestly, it's kind of, yeah, it's just it's a nice journey, and I know that we talked about religion and we talked about the church. We didn't talk about religion in the last episode. But I feel like they somewhat can go hand in hand, right? Like
Yeah.
meditating and praying to me are the same thing. you
Two
know
sides of the same coin.
I was going to say that, right? Two sides of the same coin, and however you kind of like center yourself, and you kind of give thanks, it's just, or like however you spend your time reflecting, it's just like go ahead and do it, and this is my way of doing so.
Okay.
So yeah, like I'm definitely going to use, and yesterday was great, loved it, and it kind of When I got home, I was kept kind of feeling like a way, but I feel like that was me just kind of reeling in everything and knowing that I'm going to have this day to finally reflect and release a lot of energy that I've been holding on to for the last 3-4 months or so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
time to let it go.
yeah, for sure.
Well, I just knew that you were going to.
Well,
I love that we got into. Hold on. I love that we got into
can I say
spirituality.
this one final thing?
Oh my gosh, what?
I'm hoping that the time I spend reflecting and writing down my goals and my intentions for the rest of the year, I'm hoping that the Jay-Z tickets will be cheap.
Okay, so now you want to, because you knew what I was about to say. I just knew that you were going to be talking about Jay-Z, because you sent me the Roots picnic. You sent me the tour that he's doing, because you always saying the man on the wall. The man on the wall. You refer to this man on the wall so much
Jay
that I just knew.
Yeah, Jay hyphen.
Okay, we're done. So I just knew you were going to talk about that. But in other news, I guess what is what is my breakdown is or whatever. I can't even remember the name of the
Millennial
segment.
breakdown.
The millennial breakdown. Is it the breakdown? Is that what we said?
Don't have to call it.
Okay, we'll revisit. If you have ideas, drop them in the comments for this section. But Lotto is pregnant. I thought that was cute. That popped up on my feed.
Boy, oh boy, I follow a lot of. Oh, do you have more to add to that?
I think we could just have dialogue. I mean, it popped up on my feed. It was, a surprise. A surprise
because you didn't interrupt me during mine.
I mean, I really don't have too much, honestly, other than, the people in the comments, because we always got to go to the comments. Those in the comments, and there was a lot of conversation around colorism and around around colorism in the sense that she is with a married man allegedly with 21, and that's who allegedly is the father or whatnot, and people's ideas around how when she messes with a married man and gets pregnant allegedly, it's okay and everyone's very accepting. But when there's a dark-skinned woman who does the same thing,
are you referring to Clarissa?
That, yes, she was mentioned in the comments.
Is Clarissa pregnant?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Oh, okay.
I don't know these people. Wow. I don't know these people.
Clarissa's a professional boxer.
Yes, I do know that.
I believe she just won another title recently, or she has another fight coming up.
I just know that she's with Papoose, if I'm not mistaken.
So she's not pregnant. Okay.
But I believe Papoose was married at the time
to Remy.
When they
still married,
allegedly, right? When they began their relationship or whatnot, right? So they said the comment sections look very different between these two women. There's praise and congratulations for Lotto on one hand, having a baby allegedly with a married man, and Clarissa dating a married man and the backlash that she received from that. And so I just thought it was an interesting conversation that was taking place in the comments section, because that's where I live as an introvert. I like to be in the comments.
So you're a lurker.
I am, proudly. I have no problem, because I don't post.
I'm a lurker too.
I'm a lurker.
Two lurkers linking up.
Like exactly. I just be lurking in the comments at this point. I don't even post no more.
I think
I just thought it was an interesting conversation.
I hate the colorism aspect of this.
Mm-hmm.
And let me start by saying Lotto looked amazing.
She did.
In that cover.
She did look good.
Amazing.
I love that for her. I think she looks beautiful. I'm excited for her to have a healthy baby. I mean, I don't know this woman, so let me not act like I'm gonna be at the baby shower. I'm not.
I like her. I like her music. I think
I enjoy her music.
She can rap. She has a great flow. Honestly, I think she could be one of the best. The only thing that I hope is that because Cardi really didn't have a setback, right? Like when she got pregnant the first time, it's like, okay, the baby came and then that was it. hopefully, but she kept popping them out. No disrespect, but she kept having children. Let me start saying it like that. She kept having children with Offset. So and then eventually after the fourth one, it was time to roll the album out, right? Yeah. So my thing is like hopefully Lotto doesn't have to slow down as much because I do enjoy her music, and that's kind of where I leave it with my thoughts on that, right? Like shout out to both of them, congratulations.
Right.
My thing is like I think people pick and choose what they want to celebrate, baby. It really doesn't matter. Like it's. I think Clarissa. Maybe there's some more controversial stuff that you're not aware of with Clarissa and Remy and Pat.
Yeah. Because I allegedly Remy cheated as well. Like it's
Remy was the first one to try to jump cheat out the window with that, and and it was someone that's in Papooses field, not just a rapper, but a battle rapper. And people cut Remy up for that. People cut Remy up for that.
They did.
And then like she kind of exposed what Pap was kind of doing, what else he was doing at the time. Allegedly. And people kind of got new information and then they reacted accordingly. So I think there's more to the Clarissa thing. I get why you brought the example up.
I just brought it up because that was something that's what people were saying in the comments, and I'm not agreeing with either side.
I didn't pay attention to it because I really don't like being brought into the group chat. You know what I'm saying? People like,
baby, I don't mind being a fly on the wall.
All this back and forth on social media is for the birds, man.
Like, so I'm a bird.
No. Well, hold on. You weren't engaging in
the dialogue. Wasn't engaging, but I'm engaging
or in the conversation. You were spectating. You know what I'm saying? So you weren't like engaged. You weren't like saying, "Oh, Papoose, you knew better." Blah 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 blah. You weren't doing that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm just reading the comments.
For the people that were engaging, like that to me is for the birds. Because I'll say this: Pap and Remy, keep it private, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like keep it private. Like that is between y'all. Y'all been together for a long time. Y'all have children.
You know what? Let me also say this. Another thing for the breakdown this week is our girl Tiana. I'm tired of it. Y'all need to get off of the Tiana hate train. I'm tired of it. This woman has had an incredible year.
Let's give our congratulations to the winners at the Oscars.
Yes, incredible.
Tiana, Ryan, and Michael B. Jordan. Congratulations,
everyone. That's been more discourse I've seen.
Those three specifically.
Okay, that I've seen in these social media streets is that Tiana was doing too much and what do y'all just like to see Black women down and out and hurt is what it's giving. Because the woman laughs too hard, she grabs him by the neck or whatever. You're in a moment of excitement and fun, and this is a really big moment for her. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's always some type of negativity or discourse around this woman and what she does. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. Let the woman live. And as she put out her statement,
she was a part of the best picture.
What do you want the woman to do? Be sad? I'm like, that's what's like blowing me right now, because it's like y'all are mad because she's too happy.
Well, they don't know her. That's the thing.
Also, she would like when she was clapping for other people, and she ended up putting out a statement, and I just think it's so unfortunate. Put out a statement. She ended up putting out a message like y'all can't like seeing some other people like truly happy and celebrating other people's win instead of like and being able to take a loss, with your chin up is so much better.
Yeah,
and people can't handle that.
People don't know Tiana historically. She's always been like that. And so it's no surprise that she reacted the way we know her to be. And honestly, I don't like the policing aspect of everything. It's just like, because God forbid someone else from another race or demographic acts the same way, right? Like when Taylor was at the Grammys, boy, she was
Taylor Swift be out here having a good time.
She was going crazy.
She be having nobody
said anything, right? She all up on her producer. She and swing with
an industry event. We saw hates to see Taylor coming because we know is she's gonna have a good time.
So that's my only thing. It's just like y'all quit picking and choosing and quit policing Blackness.
Yeah.
Period.
And I'll leave it on that note. To wrap up, let's hop into our final segment, which is going to be Left on Red as our listener question for the week.
See, did we get someone to actually send us something?
Yes, we did have someone who reached out
what?
for at least a listener question. It says, so I've been dating my boyfriend, I'll leave out names, for about 6 months. Everything is going great, but I feel like we've fallen into this couple bubble. We can relate. We've fallen into this couple bubble where we only ever hang out with each other. I really wanted to break that cycle.
Okay.
I really wanted to break that cycle, so I suggested a double date with our friends. I thought an immersive art exhibit or a nice dinner would be a fun way to bridge our two worlds. Okay. But when I brought it up, my partner totally shut it down. He told me he thinks double dates are performative and awkward. Basically, like a 4-way job interview where you're constantly monitoring if everyone is having enough fun.
Well, who's doing the monitoring?
I guess everyone, I guess the couple who invited the other couple.
Okay. Yes.
Then when I mentioned it to one of the couple friends, let's call her Sarah, she seemed hesitant too, asking if we could just do a big group night at a loud bar instead. It made me feel like I was asking for something super outdated. So I have to ask, are double dates officially out of style, or have we just lost the social stamina to handle them? Is the 4-way interview too much pressure? Or are we missing out on a deeper level of connection by hanging out only as massive groups? It feels like nobody my age wants the intimate, curated setting anymore. What are your thoughts?
I will say thank you to the listener who presented that question. That is the longest question that we've ever got.
And we love it.
Sent an article. But
we needed context. I love questions that are this detailed. I want more detailed questions like this.
4-way interview is 4-way crazy.
Interview. But I understand that. I do think that when you do a double date, right, with another couple, we're very much in the bubble. I would agree. Like, I would say that we are in a couple bubble most of the time.
Girl, like, we got a fucking globe. We got a dome around us.
We really don't be outside of it, to be for real. Like, we really be in our bubble. And I love that for us. It works for us.
We bring people into this one.
Yeah, we bring people into the bubble that we want to be into the bubble.
Are we possessive?
No, we're not possessive. We're protective. And there's a difference. Okay. We are protective of our space and of our bubble, right? Oh, so, but I understand. Do you want to answer first or you want me to answer first?
I'll answer first.
Okay.
I think first of all, your boyfriend, 6 months may be a little too soon for the couple thing, for the couple date thing. I think so. Simply like I feel like you're still getting to know someone. You think that you can know someone after 2 months, which is perfectly fine. Me on the other hand, I need a couple months. 6 months I think is a good time frame, but it may be too soon. And on top of that, and not to defend the guy, because I think I'm not. I would be more upset if y'all were together for like a year and he still had these same feelings, but 6 months I'm like, okay, like I can kind of get it. Like you're still feeling each other out, and is it her friends or your friends? You know what I'm saying? Because like if she's bringing her friends along, now you got to meet the guy and etc. You know what I'm saying? And that could be difficult to do, right? Especially if you're not a social butterfly.
It's their friends.
It's their friends.
It's
together.
Their couple friends.
Dog, come on. Like, go ahead and like kick it with them. You know, at least that's what I would say. It's like, because if you know the guy, if you know his partner, then there should be no issue, right? Like, what's the difference between you coming to the apartment or coming to the house or going to a game? Like, we've already done the loud bar thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, like that's that's how I would look at it. Like, let's go somewhere nice.
I do think that that's part of it, is that, you know, what she's expressing is being in more intimate settings, right? Being at an art exhibit, being at something that is more formal and requires, you to be more engaged with your friends, right? More conversation, deeper conversation. And I think a lot of people, honestly, as much as people throw around this friend word, they're not really friends. maybe they're just acquaintances, because I feel
there's
like
levels to it.
There's definitely levels to it.
There's levels to it.
I would say for us, when we do couple things or with and engage with other couples, these are people that are our true friends. We've known these people for time, for years. So it doesn't feel awkward.
If I met your folks or maybe like a sibling, you know me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say that.
Yeah, like, you know? Because you're not gonna meet my parents, you're not gonna meet, my brother or sibling or whoever,
right,
if we're not close enough. Right. You're not even gonna be in my apartment. We can start there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even coming over. Right? So it's like, to even come into our home, we have to know you on more than a surface kind of level anyway. So I think that it may be a question of reevaluating, are these your friends, or do y'all just like to spend time and drink, or do high level things? Like, maybe these are the friends that you do just kick it at the bar with, and they're not the friends that you have an engaging, immersive adventure with or do travel with. Maybe that's not, those are two different types of friends.
A happy hour friend.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got the happy hour friends. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
We know the time limit on that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we got 2 hours. Let's go ahead and hit it 4 to 6. Good to see you, girl. And you keep it pushing. There's nothing wrong with it.
This is your fault. There's some of the stuff I would not say. Wait. You kind of bring it out. I mean,
what are you talking about?
Because a happy hour friend is crazy.
No, that's like that's legit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to hear it if I was that person.
I would say that most people,
like, oh my God, that's how you feel about me. It's
no, like, I would not necessarily. I think that a lot of people that maybe you meet as acquaintances at work and things like that, yeah, I wouldn't consider them to be deep friends. But also, like, we can have genuine conversation. We can have real conversation. But are we taking it to that next level of friendship by doing something? I've only had a handful of friends from work that have translated from happy hour to legit real friends.
Yeah, it's all
only a handful.
It's all determined on how much you're willing to give and
exactly
how much I'm willing to give.
Yeah, so I think that's maybe like a place to start, and it may be too much pressure for that type of friend.
So let me button up this. So
put a button on it, baby.
One, you already know the friend. I'm talking to the guy. You know the friends. Try new things, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, if 6 months, okay, like, but you know them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it could there's a way for you to engage, and it's not like you're meeting someone new. Which I'm on the side of him if that is a scenario, but it's not. You know the people, so go do something new, man. Go to an exhibit or go do whatever. Okay. Like, I think that's fine, perfectly fine, and yes, you're not tripping.
All right.
For asking him. To do that.
We're gonna button it up.
What was your thing? Did you already say?
I've already answered the question.
You're
Chris.
So long-winded, baby.
Like, the question was already answered, and then you just had to
come back to it.
You had to come back and put a button on it.
Bad.
So
my bad.
It was already buttoned, though. It was already buttoned. But on that note, we're gonna answer. If you have any questions that you would like for us to read on the show, please send it over to cremberle@gmail.com. That's KRIMBERLE @gmail.com. If you want to hang out with us a little bit more, you can find us at cremberle.com. Find our socials and things like that. You can also follow us at cremberle on TikTok and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Do you have anything else that you want to add before we wrap it up? No. Peace out, guys. We'll see you next time.